The 5th generation Kia Sportage is here, and we're showcasing the 2026 Kia Sportage SX Prestige in black on black and carmine interior. A total of 7 different exterior colors and dropping the boomerang lights to give it a more athletic appeal. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to go over the full specs. And in the test drive, you're going to see how this Sportage lines up compared to the prior gen, starting with 7.1 inches of clearance and up to 8.3 inches of clearance when you go into the all-wheel drive configuration. The front is going to have an all-new appearance. The Tiger Nose grille has been reworked to make it fit with the Kia line. That's going to boast into the new headlight assembly. It's premium LED headlights, and we have the cubed lighting because of the SX Prestige. Front parking sensors, that's standard on all trims. The lower gets the satin aluminum with a active grille shutter, a 360-degree reverse camera. Underneath the hood of every Sportage is going to pack the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder GDI plus MPI. That's going to produce 189 horsepower with 178 pound-feet of torque. They're all paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, getting 25 mpgs for the city, 33 mpgs for the highway. But going against competition like Honda and Toyota, you have to pretty much get a hybrid in order to get features. That's where Kia kind of steals in the competition, because you're going to be getting a lot more standard features and safety features. Look at these 19-inch wheels. You're going to have the same wheel design. It starts off at a 17-inch wheel. The EX boasts the 18-inch wheel. And you have the satin chrome on the lower with all glossy black around the window trims. You get the little pattern design in the back. The roof rails get the glossy black. Blind spot view monitoring. No vehicle has this. Use your indicators. The 360-degree reverse camera that's on these power folding side view mirrors that's heated. It's going to project on the gauge cluster what's in your blind spot. So you not only have the blind spot with lane keeping assist, also frontal collision, pedestrian detection, cyclist, intersection. I mean, the damn thing reads everything in the front and rear cross traffic alert, but you can see everything in the digital gauge cluster, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road, and none of the vehicles do that. Comparing this against Mazda, the CX-50, I'm a big fan of that, which most people know that on the channel because you boast a lot of premium materials in the interior, but it also escalates the price more than this because you're under 40 grand and you're getting pretty much every single feature because you're just under the X Pro Prestige, which is the top trim, and you're getting almost every single feature here with standard LED taillights and LED light bar, and the lower gets reverse sensors, which are standard on all of the Sportages. SX Prestige adds the 360-degree reverse camera. Comparing it against Nissan, a lot of people are not happy with the powertrain with that vehicle, even though they've got a update for the exterior and the interior. In styling and pricing, I think they do a good job with it. But then when you're looking at overall value, 5-year, 60,000-mile warranty, 10-year, 100,000 on the powertrain, Kia does it just a little bit better. So which way do you think's the best? Ticking the box to the Sportage SX Prestige, going into the hybrid, or the PHEV, or the competition? Drop a comment below. Power liftgate going into 39.6 cubic feet of storage. That starts on the EX trim for the power liftgate. 12-volt charger, LED interior lights. Underneath the floor, we'll get a spare tire, and you can configure this down about maybe 4 inches, so have a more depth. And you got little cubbies underneath here. Kia does it right because you can split fold the rear bench in the back at a 40-60 split. That's going to maximize cargo at 74.1 cubic feet, which is one of the best in class. The key fob to the new Kia Sportage SX Prestige. Going into 10-way power seat adjustment, premium Syntec seating, 8-way power seat adjustment for the passenger, heated ventilated front seats. The only difference between this and the SX Prestige Pro is the seating will have the badging that's embossed, memory for the driver, leather wrapped steering wheel that's heated, leather on the shifter, and the X Pro Prestige will have the heated windshield. It's a driver focused setup. It is cleaned up, so it's going to look like a lot more space in the interior, and I feel that Kia has captured that. 6 speakers are standard. When you go to this trim, you get 8 speakers through Harman Kardon. Let's fire it up. I like the two-tone that comes into play, especially on the steering wheel. This is all new, 2-spoke multi-function. You get the driver mode select. The one panel, two screen layout is going to start with the driver mode select on the gauge cluster. We have 3 driving modes. When you option the all-wheel drive, you'll get the terrain driving. You can also change all the content here. And when you use your indicators, blind spot view monitoring. So not only can you see me on the side that you're using the indicators, but it's pretty much one of the safest vehicles in class if you use the indicators. And when you go into here, you're going to have navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, HD radio, as well as YouTube. So you can watch the reviews here. You can also play video games with the full navigation, and you'll have a sub menu right here that you can just tailor through. It's not necessarily easy for the passenger, but it's still workable. Putting it into reverse, you get a 360-degree reverse camera. Full trajectory, front and rear parking sensors is standard on all trims. Click on this sub menu here, and now you'll have for your towing, the side-to-side angle, and the full back. Now when you put it into drive, you have a new sub menu right here for the front. Click onto here and you'll have basically like a car wash view for the trajectory. You have the side to side, the full front, and you can also do a 3D view so you can go all around the vehicle. Touchpad that has a dual climate control settings. And when you click here, it has multi-use for it. So you can click back into the home here for your infotainment screen, or you can click back here for the dual climate control setting. Wireless charging pad starts on the EX trim. 2 USB-C ports, leather around the shifter, and your switches for your heated ventilated seats with the heated seats. Now look how much space you have because we do not have a full pass-through, and you can open this up for cup holders with the auto hold. This is going to be more sporty. It opens up into a pretty deep storage pocket and a 12-volt charger. The center here is going to be firm on all trims, so don't think going up the trim is going to change that, because it doesn't. Sport pedals will go into the X line. That's another feature you'll miss. Leg space is more than enough for the front occupants. Same thing with headroom. Pano moonroof, you can option this on the EX, as well as LED interior lights. No auto dimming rear view mirror. The dashboard and door card configuring together nicely, and I like how they kind of bulge it out just a touch right here, so it does make it look a little bit more sporty. You'll still have some buttons here to open up the power lift gate, and it's going to be a little bit more sporty here with one touch up and down for just the front windows. In a long storage pocket, it's just not so wide. Widens up right here in the front. For the back seat, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the cup holders and armrest down. Air vents in the center with the storage right here. USB-C ports on both sides, hangers. You've got storage behind both of the front seats, and you have more hangers right here behind the headrests. The door card is going to have the same materials that's found in the front, so it's going to be more sporty. It's long enough in the grab handle, you can fit a larger smartphone, and you have an area here for a beverage. Sitting behind me, the seats are carved out for you, so you have plenty of leg space. Headroom, it's actually pretty good. I'm at 6'3". Slide this back, and now I can enjoy a long ride. And I mean, just look how much room you have. So even that sporty style, you're still gonna have plenty of space in the interior of the back. And they have increased the leg space, so it's one of the best in class for the second row. Butt, leg, and shoulder space, it's gonna still be shared, but overall, I'm pretty happy for the 5th generation because I can fit in the center even though my head is starting to hit the headliner. 7.1 inches of clearance, front wheel drive configuration with this 2.5 liter 4-cylinder GDI plus MPI. That's producing 187 horsepower with 178 pound-feet of torque. Now, when you go into the front-wheel drive configuration, one thing to note is you will drop your towing down to 1,653 pounds. McPherson strut front suspension, multi-link rear suspension, so it should be a pretty smooth drive. You're not losing a lot of features comparing this against the X Pro Prestige. So I do like that when you go into the SX Prestige, under 40 grand, and you're capturing pretty much every single feature, at least all the desirable features that you would want in your new Sportage. Gets up to speed fine, doesn't feel too wide, doesn't feel too long. So the new platform is going to help improve the ride opposed from the 4th generations. Road noise does filter in once you start going around 50 to 60 miles per hour, but at the SX Prestige level, the side windows are acoustic, so that does help a little bit more so with the sound deadening. So I appreciate that. Maneuverability. Steering is pretty light. So feedback, you're not gonna have a huge amount of that. For day in and day out use, it's great. But if you do hit a pothole and maybe bust a tire, you may not notice it right off the bat because of how smooth the steering is. The X-Line and the SX are kind of the two sweet spots of the 6 trims because you can unlock a lot of desirable features through the interior and the exterior styling. I mean, they do a good job capturing things. Now, each trim can have a difference for the front fascia, and you'll also change out some of the wheel design. Blind spot view monitoring, so when I use my indicators, I can see the camera project on the gauge cluster. That is just awesome for me. I mean, when you're talking about safety, I feel Kia goes that extra step because there isn't any vehicle that does this. It's going to take me to some pros and cons. The pros is you're getting extra leg room for the back seats, you're getting a little bit more cargo capacity, and when you're comparing this against competition, this is one of the best in class. Ground clearance, it's more than enough. The ride, it's smooth. Even with wheels, you don't feel hardly any imperfections. The roads are pretty good here, but as you saw in the exterior, I was not on pavement. I was actually on grass, and I had to go through gravel and a lot in order to get to the smoother roads, and it still was smooth doing that. Driver focus setup, I kind of wish automotive industry was going against this because it's getting a little bit boring. Everybody's doing the same setup in this curved 1-panel screen that was implemented back in the Kia EV6, and now it's just going into every single trim because it's the same screen. But give me something a little different whenever I go into top trims. For the everyday use, braking is going to tick the box. Turn radius at a stop point more or less. It's about 2 lanes, compact SUV. Let's rock and roll. It gets the job done. I mean, if you're needing more MPGs, you go into the hybrid or the PHEV. To get it motivated, you will be hitting basically 3 RPMs everywhere you're going. But the touch to feel is a little bit more soft than traditional vehicles like Honda and Toyota. So I appreciate that because usually when you start going into this price point, I don't like to feel hard materials. The seat comfort to this is actually more comfortable than those variants. Mazda will be the most comfortable because they have more premium materials, but then you're spending probably another $2,000 to $5,000, and in which case you can get the X Pro interior that's a little bit more premium than the SX Prestige. I guess a verdict that I would say is this is a really crowded segment and there's a lot of different vehicles to choose from. The driving pattern of this can feel a little bit unengaged also, and then whenever you mash the gas, it can just kind of go the wrong way with the RPM. I like that it doesn't have a CVT transmission and it's an 8-speed automatic transmission. The tweaks on the exterior, I think that it does make it a little bit more appealing, but the interior is versatile, it feels more refreshed, and it is more tech driven, and that's pretty much where everybody's going in this segment. And the only other thing that comes into play is you really have to go into the EX in order to get most of your standard features like a power liftgate, a wireless charging pad, power seat adjustment. If you go underneath that for the pricing, I mean, even Hyundai has the Tucson, so you can get an SEL at the convenience package and you can get a little bit more desirable features there, but you will be spending a little bit more money. Does this actually stand out compared to all the competition with the ride quality, the performance, interior specs, and being more tech driven? I think it ticks the box to pretty much every field, and the fact that you're getting a PHEV or a hybrid. So if you are looking for that everyday blend, this is where you want to go. But let me know which way you would go in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check this next video out right here, and I'd like to thank our friends here at Regal Kia for giving us this 2026 Kia Sportage for our car review.